Good morning, guys. This is Issues with Toddy One Skip. Guess who? Guess who? Guess who I am? Guys, what are you eating, drinking, smoking? Guys, that's a little too much, right? That's a little bit too much, Toddy. Anyway, guys, how you doing? So, I'm usually off on Sundays and Mondays, but I try to pick up Sundays. And there are a couple Mondays I work, but I'm here. Here I am. I'm not there. I'm here. I've got my trusty companion, my son Milo, laying in his $1 million dog bed to my side. My beautiful dog turd Danny is laying underneath my $5 bed on her $1 million carpet that I bought to go under the $5 bed. You see where my priorities are at? Now you do. Guys, let me tell you straight off that our friend AG Tactical, who I don't see a lot of you subscribe to him, and I don't know if you're not familiar with his channel. He covers a lot of the stuff that I cover, and I think he's been covering this for longer than me. Actually, he's a nice guy. He seems like a really nice guy. I don't know him. I've reached out to him. He's always been reciprocating. He genuinely seems like a genuinely nice guy. And he's almost at 40,000, and it would be awesome if we could help him get there. And the reason why I say this is because I look at who you guys watch, and I watch a lot of the same people that you guys watch, but I was surprised that there wasn't AG Tactical. So if you don't know him, check his channel out, because again, he true crime, and he does a lot of reactionary videos, but more so, there's something. Listen, there are people that sit there and just go, yeah, and did you hear that? Or I heard that too. And that's their reaction. And there is nothing that they're doing, in my opinion, except taking somebody else's content and making money off of it. They are adding nothing to it, not even their personality. That's not... Reactionary videos, in my opinion, are fine, but put some of yourself into it. Otherwise, you could... You guys, the ones out there, could watch it yourselves and have your own reaction. You know what I'm saying? So, AG Tactical, he puts a lot of his personality. He's a funny guy. He puts a lot of that in there. But also, he also puts, well, I wouldn't do that, and this is why I wouldn't do that. Or, wait, guys, you're going to see that this is going to happen. Or, hey, I feel like this is going to be... He does. He puts a lot of himself into it. And so it makes it quite interesting. So those of you that don't know AG, I am giving a shout out for no reason. He doesn't even know about this. All I did was send him an email saying, you're almost at 40, man. Good for you. So guys, and I looked at his video. So I took an excerpt from his video of his reaction to phone calls from prison, which is the guys that... all these phone calls that we get, starting all the way back when it was Shanda Vander Ark and Timothy Ferguson, when I kind of came on scene here, phone calls from prison had these phone calls. They were the ones that got these phone calls, and they have all of them. I'm not saying people like Zav Girl didn't have the calls. She might have had the calls as well, but phone calls from prison seems to get all of the calls. I'm pulling a gypsy. Phone calls from prison seems to get all of the calls. And they welcome us to share them as long as we give credit to where credit's due, because they paid for those calls. They separated those calls. They did all the work that I couldn't do. Man, I'm barely coming up with merch for you guys. By the way, bracelets all out in the mail. All of them are out. If you ordered bracelets, what was it, Monday? Monday around noon, all of those bracelets went out about 2 o'clock. All of them. So anybody that ordered after Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, will be in next week's batch of bracelets, guys. Okie dokie. So heads up for those. I'm excited, and thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support, period. I am so grateful to you. So... thank you for that, and I mean that. Thank you so much for that, guys. This kind of does lead a segue into what I want to talk about, and you'll see this will change. The tone's going to change, because we're talking about the clown Wade Wilson, and in doing so, and his little, I don't even want to call them minions. They're almost like jokers or jesters that we laugh at their expense. And I'm not the kind of person that usually does that. unless you're that stupid and you want to act that way on social media, or at least know you're going to end up on social media, or at least I'm just going to call out you're stupid too. End of. So, Wade Wilson had a lot of wives. We know this. Let us start at the beginning. At the beginning. All those years ago, Wade Wilson was born to a 16-year-old boy, a 16-year-old boy, and a 15-year-old girl. They ultimately gave their son up, not into the system, but into a loving family that was better prepared to take care of this young boy. The mom and dad, Wade's bio parents tried, but Wade's bio dad and Wade's bio mom, they had a lot of living to do. Sometimes on the right side of the law, sometimes not on the right side of the law. So it was better. I would think, even looking in now, even after everything, it was better he was raised by a loving couple. The only reason why I bring this up is because there was guidance in his life. There was love in his life. What Wade did on his own. If he felt rejected, which I'm sure he did, he could have came to terms with that because he was 18 years old when he got in touch with his bio dad. 18 years old when he got in touch with his bio mom. So he had already passed the age that he would have been had he have been the one that got somebody pregnant. And I think Wade has a kid, at least one child that we know of. I think it's a boy. I don't know how old he is, but he could clearly not take care of his son. So he would be able to go in his mind and say, man, I don't do such a good job. Fuck, I don't blame them at 16 years old. You know what I mean? Like, he knew that it wasn't just, I'm rejecting this kid because I don't love this kid. It was more like, oh, fuck, what did we do? Oh, we tried. Oh, God, we want what's best. I love him, but we can't take care of him. And Wade's dad was still getting in trouble with the law, as Wade's mom was. So this family that came in and adopted was a family that was very good friends with Wade's bio mom's parents. That family, who had other siblings, they wanted Wade. And they took in Wade when he was, I think, 6 months old, I want to say. Anyway, so Wade didn't go into a system. Wade wasn't, if anything happened to Wade, the only bad thing I know that happened to Wade, which you could consider bad, was the fact that his parents had to give him up. End of story. That's what I know. If there's anything more, I don't know. If he was ABUSED'd by somebody, I don't know. Still, you do not get any kind of right to unalive two people, even one person. You just don't get to do it. Unless it's in self-defense, if you fear for your life, and then still, if you could try to get away without doing that. That's not what happened with Wade. Wade unalived two women. One of them was sleeping. He was intimate with them, and they were sleeping afterwards. And that's what happened. The other one was walking to or from work. The story has changed. If walking to or from work, minding her own business, he pulled over. The person that he killed, her name was Christine Melton. He met her at a bar. Supposedly, he did drugs. It affected him this crazy way. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's no excuse. They went back to her place after going to another person's place, consuming more DURGS. Finally back to her place where he unalived her after being intimate in the morning, from my understanding. And she was sleeping. He takes her car. He's trying to talk to his girlfriend. In the meantime, he physically hurts her. And then he finds this woman who's just walking to her from work, Diane Ruiz, a mom of two. Walking to her from work. Then he stops to ask her directions while he's in Christine Melton, the woman that he killed the night before, her car. And she tries to point, I guess. He talks her to come into the car. I'll give you a ride on the way. He's got dimples. He's a good-looking boy before the crazy tattoos that you could see and stuff. And then she gets in the car, and for no reason. And he says it 3 times. He admits 3 times, and his confession for a cheeseburger. That's what he valued Diane Ruiz's life like. Cheeseburger. Yep. Okay, so this is the sick person that we're dealing with. This is Wade Wilson. In a nutshell. A little nutshell. Because his nutsack is probably that big too. And I don't talk like that, guys. but I can't stand this guy. This is not a man. This is somebody that shouldn't even be breathing oxygen, in my opinion. Sorry, God, I'm calling it. He's just evil to the core. And he ends up getting caught. And because he's so good looking, or everybody thinks he's so good looking, he has all these women attracted to him. Now, Ted Bundy, as I said before, had a bunch of women attracted to him. Got married in prison while on death row. So Wade Wilson gets sentenced. He gets the ultimate sentence, DEATH row. And all these women try to save him. And there's some sort of dialogue that makes people believe that Wade didn't do this. Even confessed 3 times. Once for a cheeseburger. Didn't commit this horrible crime. But that he was framed for it. So, the concoction was something that was developed by, I think, Kiosk Kristen and Wade Wilson. So, the first GoFundMe that I ever knew about, Kiosk Kristen helped Wade Wilson. That relationship, that back and forth relationship on the phone where the baby and this and the that and the whole rigamarang, and that lasts for a little while. But she started this GoFundMe thing. And then from there, let's just go a little bit further. There's all these people donating money. One woman alone donates $21,000. That's real, okay? One woman alone, $21K. An older woman. Like, she believed the hype into the story. I can't wrap my head around that. Anyway, all these people, these women, and some men are calling him, writing to him, sending money to him, all based on looks. Because if you listened to his story, confessed 3 times. Once for a cheeseburger, right? So he confessed 3 times. Doesn't change his story about how anything's done. So the story stays the same. And yet people are blinded by his looks. The pictures that are going up of Wade aren't real current pictures, right? Because his teeth are all cracked when he came back from jail. His teeth are all cracked. He got, knocked to shit. So he's done a lot of DURGS. He doesn't look, the dimples, they're gone because they're covered by all these atrocious tattoos that exist over the course of time, right? These hate notes. He used himself as one of those erasable boards that doesn't erase on his face. All these women start this GoFundMe. Team Wade. Justice for Wade. Don't talk about the victims. Justice for Wade. Team Wade. People donate upwards of $90,000. There's a woman named Kelly gets involved. Kelly's from the Air Force, from my belief. Right? She doesn't hang for too long. Jesse hangs for a while. She gets her mittens on the GoFundMe money because she is POA, power of attorney, but she's also madly in love with Wade, a guy she's never met, only knows Wade from his infamy. And seriously, after his conviction. But she's trying to get more money. She's trying to hire lawyers. She's also trying to get herself close to Wade and get herself a new vehicle. And she also doxes herself. So she ends up losing her job. Anything she's ever had at a certain age. She was also married, from my understanding, with kids. That goes second seat to Wade Wilson. All these women that have children, Wade Wilson has taken the front seat. What's up? What's up? Wade knows this. He sees it. He hears it. And all these phone calls that we hear from phone calls from prison, they are there. He's pumped in his head that he is all that. He's beginning to believe, I'm invincible. I am Wade Wilson. I am stronger and smarter than Deadpool. All I have to do is flash my half-ass grin. No, I can't do that because I have teeth missing. I'll just, with the paintings and stuff on my face, I will be anything they want me to be. I will mirror them. And he does. He mirrors and flirts with and proposes to so many people, male and female. It doesn't matter. And it certainly doesn't matter. I don't care anybody's sexuality. As you guys know, I'm gay. But we'll hear him propose like twice in one day on these phone calls, which entertainment purposes, listen to those phone calls. But the problem is there are people that are really involved and people that have given money. And, shame on them. I don't feel bad for them. I really don't feel bad for them. The purpose of this video is to show you guys and to talk about what happens when you pump people up with "you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, there's nothing you could do wrong. We believe you." That we see at the highest stakes of our politics. And I don't want to talk about politics. But that kind of power, that kind of belief that you could do no wrong regardless of anything you do, is not good for anybody. In prison, in jail, this guy, thousands and thousands of women, with other women hyping him up. So there's women that are advocating for him. Okay, so that's bringing in other women, and they're not telling the truth about who he's involved with. Because, listen, Jesse was his fiance. It was bullshit, but honestly, she thought it was true. She thought it was true. She had power of attorney. She was control of the money. She spent some of that money, from my understanding. So Jesse's probably in trouble. But he doesn't want anything to do with Jesse. Jesse no longer is of interest to him. There is a bigger fish to fry, and that fish is Ari, and literally a bigger fish. Now, again, I don't make fun of people, but I feel like I can talk about Ari's presence because Ari clearly made herself somebody else. So Ari herself had a problem with the way Ari looked. And when you talk about other people, and you lie and cheat and steal and connive. And I'm not saying, to me, to be honest with you, looking at it, it's funny as hell that the scammers were getting scammed by this person. Wade was thinking this person was a billionaire, not with a B, a billionaire. So he was madly in love with her. He told her that. She also sent a picture of somebody else. She didn't send a picture of herself. She also said she was a lawyer. And she also said that she worked with the Innocence Project by funding them money to go after cases so that they could pay for all the experts, travel expense, interviews, all the stuff that goes with that. Does she look like she has anything? See, she, this close to getting her hands on that money. This close to getting her hands on that money. And had she have become the power of attorney, all of that money, I don't know where the money is now. I haven't gotten there, but that's what she was trying to do. I don't think she was trying to have Wade Wilson to herself, because she knew the minute Wade Wilson would look at her, it's over. She knew that. That's why she didn't send a picture of herself. She sent a picture of somebody else, and she lied about who she was because she knew Wade Wilson, not his type. Not his type at all. Wade Wilson, if there was a fight between this woman and Wade Wilson be going down. Right? So, I don't know her motivation except to steal. I don't know what her motivation was. She almost got away with it. In the meantime, Jesse was out. Jesse got kicked out because Wade went all after this person named Ari, who's not Ari. Her name is Monica, apparently. So we're going to listen to a little bit of an excerpt that I borrowed from AG Tactical. So we're going to listen to that. Who got that, obviously, from phone calls from prison, because you can clearly see behind him the phone calls from prison banner. So I want you guys to hear that for a second.
Yeah, you're not fully Team Ari until you're really Team Ari, which means you would be single. And I know.
I don't know why it's so damn hard for Ari. I don't know why it's so damn hard for Ari though. Team Ari, who's the whole team to Ari to just literally at least just say to fucking Wade, I want you more than you could ever fucking know.
Let me tell you something.
Know.
Let me tell you something. Excuse me,
Ari,
sir.
you've been thinking it for a minute now, so like, why the fuck is it so hard for you to just say it to me?
Because
why can't Team Ari hype up its player? Isn't that what teams are supposed to do?
Because my player, you want to know why? My player is already in a contract. My player is already in a contract. If you want to be like literal, you're already in a contract with this other girl.
Right. And what does somebody do? What does somebody do when a player's in a contract with another team? They're trying to recruit them to their team. They tell them what's up. That's how they get them.
That's what you do.
That's how they get them.
You say that you're ending the contract with that person. I can't end it for you. You have to end it. I can't do that.
So she wants her only to herself. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar to anybody? She wants them all to herself. It's Jesse 2.0, but Jesse with a couple extra 100 pounds and maybe with like 15% extra insecurities. You know? So Wade, you got to trade your team wisely, bro. Which, what benefits are you getting? Because this just sounds like nothing but problems to me. This shit is wild. Ari is doing the same thing Jesse did. Well, she's trying to do the same thing Jesse did.
That for you. You have to end it. But you're not. I know you're going to keep leaving this girl on because I know how. I can, look, I've talked to you for 2 days now. And I feel like I know you like I have the back of my hand because I am such a good people person. I can already tell.
And I feel like I know you like the back of my hand. And I am such a good people person. You don't know me like the back of my hand.
I am such a good people person.
You don't think so? You don't think so?
You know me a little bit. I haven't shown you the full fucking. I haven't shown you the full picture. That you're not ready for the full picture. You would fucking couch.
Fine, me and you are doing. All right, you go work out. Me and you, we got something we got to do later when you're done. When you get back to the house, there's something the two of us have to do together. And you're not gonna say a fucking thing to me about it. You're just gonna fucking do what I tell you.
No.
All right? I'll wait for you to get home and you let me know. And I'll wait for you to get home and you let me know.
No.
Okay, so Wade Wilson is trying to convince this person that he thinks is a billionaire, right? A billionaire and a lawyer and somebody that gives money for the Innocence Projects, okay? A donor for the Innocence Projects, lawyer and all this. And after 2 phone calls, he believes that he has somebody who, first of all, somebody with those kind of brains wouldn't behave like that. But Wade Wilson, who has brains, is blinded by what everybody has put in his head. You see the danger of social media when I say to you guys, hey guys, we're just people behind a computer screen. We all need to know who we're trying to talk to, who we're listening to, who we're getting advice from, who we're following. You know what I mean? So Wade Wilson believes in his own head that he is so good looking that all of the girls want him. He says that in another phone call. It's not my fault, he says to Jesse. It's not my fault all the girls want me. You know that they want me. It's not. No, they don't. But in his head, because of everything, including Jesse, was putting into his head, he believes that he could take a billionaire and somebody who would have went to law school, all of the credentials that you need to become a lawyer and a practicing lawyer. He thinks that him, a DEATH, Roe inmate, convicted of 2 unalivements of 2 women for the sake of doing it, with half a smile, a bunch of ick all over his face, stitchy face, all over his face, that he is going to dictate to somebody of that caliber, if they were really of that caliber, who they would have to kind of be of that caliber if what they were saying was true. So, because he is so convinced that he is all that, he doesn't pay attention to, no, a lawyer would never talk to me like this. No, a lawyer would be on the other phone, not the one that people could listen to. No, a lawyer would never be telling me all of this stuff. No, a lawyer wouldn't be asking me, do I love my fiance? No, a lawyer would keep things on the up and up. A lawyer would be discussing my case, not flirting with me. He doesn't let any of reality seep through his head, because he is living in this world of everybody wants him, because that's what he's told. He's got deputies telling him to eat shit, whatever, but the other 90% of people are telling him how fucking wonderful he is, and they're donating to his cause. So he's got a little bit of money, he thinks he's got a lot of power, and he thinks he has control over everybody. And the way he talks, he thinks in his head that he could just talk any which way he wants. Supposedly this is a lawyer he's talking to, and he's demanding to her, hey, when you come back from working out, and she ain't working out, clearly she ain't working out, you come back from working out, we got something to do. Phone sex. That's phone sex. He's threatening her with phone sex. Like, he's all that. He's thousands of miles away, supposedly. God knows where this woman actually is. But he's going to make magic happen. You heard of Magic Mike? Wasco Wade. This is Wasco Wade. And in his head, he believes all this hype. He believes all this shit. When Jesse later says to him, listen, it doesn't make sense. This doesn't, and granted and fine, she's in love with Wade. She feels like she's on the outs of things, and she's ready to get booted out there. Her feelings, her instincts are correct. Nope. Can't tell Wade, because in his head, he's all that. This close to losing all that money. I wish she would have gotten it. I wish she would have gotten it. Then I wish she would have been caught, and I wish that money would go to, the victim survivors. That's what I wish. So guys, that's my psyche of Psycho, Wade Wilson. You can't, and there's a lesson in this. Honestly, don't believe your own hype. Okay? Because it's gonna, look at how stupid he looks. We're all sitting here going, of course she's not real. She can't be real. Who does that? Of course not. None of this makes sense. And Wade is still in it, hanging on to that little bit of something. He gets on the phone with Jesse later. This is important. He gets on the phone with Jesse later. You guys ever been any part of a scam or anything? I went to get an apartment years ago. And it was too good to be true, and I knew it was too good to be true. And I didn't send any money or anything. And even though I had no money invested in it, I had my mind invested in it. I had, there's a place for me and my dogs, I can afford it. And even when I'm looking at the apartment, it's not matching what the ad said. And there was somebody doing lawn work at the apartment, and they told me clearly they don't allow pets here. First of all, they were all like efficiency apartments, and what I was supposed to be renting was not that. And they didn't allow pets. So when I reached back out to the person to ask him where to send the money, he gave me something, and I said, okay, because I'm sending that to the police because I know you're a scammer. And that was the end of it, and the phone call ceased, because I was even on the phone with this person. So I knew 100% it was too good to be true, but because I wanted it to be true, there was that little sliver of hope that, maybe this is all wrong, all of my instincts are incorrect in this one thing. That's what Wade was feeling. That one little sliver of, maybe, I know it's not, but maybe in some weird universe. And it wasn't. Guys, that's Wade Wilson, his psycho psyche. Anyway, guys, I thought I'd share that with you. Please like and subscribe to this. Please hit the bell. Hit the bell. I'll be back with another video very, very soon, like today. Thank you, guys. Always, I thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Please check out AG's channel, AG Tactical. He's a good guy. And, guys, don't forget, be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Always be kind, guys. Thanks.